Hello everyone, I'm Maggie and this is my first work in progress video for AGI Studio 1. First, I want to introduce you the related work that inspired my project, The Secret World of Arrietty by Hayao Miyazaki. This movie is about the tiny girl Arrietty who lives with her parents underneath a big suburban house. They often travel a long way to get to the surface and borrow food, sugar cubes, soap, and other daily supplies from the house. Arrietty's family has remained hidden from the human world ever since they lived here. However, things begin to change when she encounters the homeowner's son, Sean. The theme of the movie is not simply about borrowing stuff and surviving in the human world, but rather the different way of living and the lack of respect and understanding between two species. Arrietty's constant borrowing is considered stealing by the human society. On the other hand, Sean's act of kindness doesn't help her family at all, but only exposes them to danger. Therefore, what's considered normal in one society isn't necessarily the same in another. This animation movie shows us that human is not the ruler of the world, and there might be other living things that exist beyond our knowledge. And for us audience to understand this concept, the story is told in an omniscient point of view, which allows us to see things in multiple perspectives. This movie is very educational and definitely worth to watch. Before showing my production progress, I would like to talk a bit about my folio plan. I would like to create a 2.5D low-poly diorama, possibly with some animation loops and sounds. A simple example would be a ship in a bottle, but with more dynamic elements. I try to think of it as a factory line with its endless repeating movements. I want to squeeze this relatively complex, busy scene into a small, unobtrusive environment to present a hidden society, world, or ecosystem. To start with, I produced a mind map to brainstorm the possible themes. What type of environment can I create? What kind of object can I use as the outer shell? What could be an interesting combination? I've always had an interest in home decoration and interior design, so I want to try designing a little world and make it warm and cozy. With that idea in mind, I started modeling my first building, a 4-story apartment. I created a few base models and then duplicated them to fill up the space. The reason why I chose this very common theme is that I want to use this as a starting point to pick up my 3D modeling skills. It's been a year since I've worked on a 3D project, so I want to use this opportunity to familiarize myself with Maya and Unity. Lastly, I want to talk about what I want to do over the next week. After reading through the folio brief, I realized that I need to make some significant changes to my production plan in terms of scope, so that I can follow a more realistic schedule. I also want to try creating a few different buildings until I have a more original and unique idea. That's all for this week's production, and thank you for watching.